Bonjour, and welcome back to the French campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Now, it seems like this American task force here, 4 battleships, 17 armored cruisers, and more, are heading here. Well, I'm still sending these to port, but once these 3 armored cruisers arrive in Le Havre, this force, with those cruisers, are going to go down here. So we're postponing our little Caribbean adventure for now. And what... Well, I thought we were going to have a fight here, but it seems we're going to have a fight there instead. Right. A little bit of back and forth. Portugal is having rebellion issues. How are things hanging politically? The British are now up to 7 battleships and 2 battlecruisers. I know the Americans will have battlecruisers again soon because they had some that were just completed. They're being commissioned. We can unsuspend a bunch of stuff now. As repairs are done. Resume, 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 and resume. Right, these 2 are being commissioned. Let's I guess I can't refit them while they are in commissioning. Also, I don't want to do a refit design now. I want to wait until I get... Let's see, what is it? Turtleback armor scheme and semi-oil. So that's just going to happen next month. Now then, ambush missions. Now this should be relatively simple. So Koof is very low in ammunition, actually. And we're just gonna have her hang back here. While the armored cruiser also low in ammunition. Yeah, because here we're also in an ambush mission last month. Never mind then, we're gonna have Surcouf follow Paixance. Which is now firing. Secondaries on one, main guns on the other. Same with Surcouf. Well, of course, they're going to be hiding in smoke screens, so that targeting is going to have to be reapplied a bunch of times. Now, these 9-inch guns can actually score full-on HE penetrations. If they hit. Like that. Two rounds of HE left, and of course, you switch targets, but at least you still hit. Still, it would be better if you actually stayed on the target you had with the range found bonus and stuff, but if you sank it, you sank it, so fine. are coming in with your torpedoes, but my secondary guns are happy to see you. We're gonna get torped here, I think. No, we're good. Yeah, those 9-inch guns are just overpenning at that range, but they're still causing flooding. I think we're gonna get Norris by just flooding with the 9-inch armor piercing. Now the 5-inch guns are joining in, and they should be able to score full-on penetrations. So Koof, you can just cease fire. You might need that ammo next month. A little bit more flooding. Yep, there they go. Nice. Went about as well as expected. There's one more. Two light cruisers versus 5 destroyers. Alright, we got decent amounts of ammunition. Actually. Let's see, there they are. Found them. All 5 of them. So they're not doing the pincer thing this time around. Let's see, torpedo targets maybe. Liz, are you in the mood for torpedoing anything? Yeah, that is way too much lead on those torpedoes. Plus the DDs are going way too fast and my torpedoes are way too slow. We're just gonna turn those off for now. Milan. If you aim at fillet, are you gonna hit trip? Oh, not anymore. Range guns, do your thing. .2 kilometers, so they got to within torpedo range. But now that we're kiting away, they don't really have a good torpedo solution. Or do they? Here comes Halsey. Say torpedo detonation and launches. Clearly not all of those torps detonated, but we were ready for that and easily avoid. As long as they don't change course on us. Turn the torps off when we're doing a turn like this so I don't accidentally launch into my own ships. Would be somewhat embarrassing. I think we're going to sink this one first. It's close enough to going down. Halsey, having launched, is safe enough to approach. The secondaries are firing HE for some reason. Let's not do that. But this one still has torps, so let's just finish it off. Again, with the changing of the targets. At least we got Halsey down. And one surrendered. It's 2 down. Philip. Next target. One target each now. But they're actually running out of ammunition. They've just been sailing around shooting at me instead of rushing in with the torps. Which is weird because they should be set to being like aggressive with the torpedoes. think we got Philip. Not launching? No. No need to. You're just gonna go after this guy. Trip. While Milan can stay on Fairfax. We got this guy. We'll turn around and sail parallel. Fairfax, one engine out. And flooding. So Milan can catch up. And we got that guy too. Nice. And one more here. Not bad for like 1890s flight cruisers. Granted, they've been refit a couple times, but they're basically as built. Sister ship of the Montcalm, which earned so much fame in Asia a decade ago. Oh. Ah, one of them changed course as well. Two of them actually changed course, which means we cannot avoid them. Actually, no, maybe, no. Yeah, that's two torps to the face. I thought these were the ones that were gonna hit me, but no, at least we can torp them back. The damage wasn't too severe. Yeah, there we go. 74%. The flooding does not persist after battles, so it's fine. See, only light damage. Let's see now. Are you German Empire hitting somewhere? You're just gonna sit there, it seems. Well then, on to the next month. And this is not the single armored cruiser that I was hunting for. South Dakota. Double 9-inch guns. Norfolk, we've seen those guys before. Charlotte, 1899 cruiser. That shouldn't be much of an issue. Cleveland, light cruiser. And more of the Little Rocks, Willard Keith DDs that we've seen so many of. They have a lot of. Cowslip. As with the one single torpedo tube. Yeah, that's nothing to worry about. But we're not going to be sinking all of these. That is for sure. Where did all the other cruisers come from? Well, this is certainly a running away kind of fight. There to the north, which means we are turning south. I'm pretty sure my Mark III 10-inch guns could take quite a few of them. But not all of them. Not without just running out of ammunition. We're being spotted by their destroyers, so they are pursuing. And we have spotted the first two. And there are more following. And over here as well. Well, this is gonna be tricky. Main tower on bears. Flooding. Good. They're coming from both sides now. I think the AI has really started taking a liking to those like two-pronged attacks like this, which is cool. But they're just not being aggressive enough with the torpedoes. Then again, if they had longer range torpedoes, I would be in a heap of trouble. I'm pretty sure they have like 7-kilometer torps unlocked at this point. Just not mounted on any of the ships we're facing. That smoke screen is gonna run out soon enough. By the way, these not fast torpedoes. They're just old standard torpedoes. Devastation. We're gonna focus Stevenson. And we're going to set secondaries on Israel and John Rogers. And, you know, with the smoke screen, things going invisible all the time. A little bit annoying. Because when the target disappears, they just pick something else. I just want to have this wing of the attack slowed down enough by flooding. Then switch targets over here. And then hopefully I should be able to run away. Bravely. Israel sinks. Let's just go aggro on the torps. Have them launch from both sides. Are they launching from both sides? It should be. That's a ton of destroyers that we're up against. And because they're faster than me, soon enough they're just gonna surround me. I think the best course of action is just to have these guys destroyed and then turn away this way. We are running dangerously low on high explosives. Guys, secondary guns, AP. For God's sakes. Those 3.9-inch guns should be able to do a lot of stuff with AP. 7-inch guns don't actually count as secondaries, so they're just firing the same ammunition as the main guns. Which is HD, which is the correct choice. Abbott has long-range torps. That's a different class of DD. She hasn't launched. Because I think those torpedo launchers are destroyed. But okay, that's... So how many of these have the 5-kilometer torps? If there are many of them, then... It seems not. We're gonna sink Abbott soon. I'm not entirely confident those torps are all knocked out. There we go. We're just gonna have to break through here and hope that we don't get torped. Cawthon is gonna launch. And Chanzy will take how many? 2. Seemed like they were duds though. Or at least one was a dud. Okay, I didn't see those torpedoes, but that means Devastation is gonna take a couple as well. No, just barely skimming the paint. Okay. Not too bad. We can still do 17 knots. It says we're doing 15. Richard B. Anderson. Get that one knocked out. Fisk as well. Fisk goes down. Ammunition is flashing red on many of those gun groups. These tire explosives. Let's see. Something like that. Or something, just to show that we're actually surrounded. This wave of DDs are chasing up us up towards where I assume the rest of the US Navy is, with their cruisers. They got more ships up there. Possibly light cruisers. Or maybe torpedo boats, low on fuel. That might be it. Yeah, light cruisers here. Reno. That's a little rock. Yeah, Yeah, I think sadly, at some point, we're gonna run out of ammunition and be surrounded. I think we're gonna run out of HE before they run out of destroyers. Main gun's off now that they're in the smoke. Let's not waste ammunition on low chances to hit. There are the armored cruisers. Norfolk, we've seen you before. That's the same class. We had some that were bigger, I think. Bears, one of the first one we hit. Got John Rogers and Percival up here. Let's just have the secondaries take care of Bears. And we can push on straight through here. Or maybe not, because this screen is wrapping around. One more destroyer sunk. At least we're getting rid of a lot of American destroyers. Alright, let's pick out some main gun targets here. Once that will give us some free hits on something else, maybe? Guns are turning around. Are they firing yet? No. Guess I set them to save. Oh, there we go. Some of these 7.5 inch, 7.4 inch guns already out of ammo. Ten-inch guns are also running low on HE. Rogers should be getting peppered to death. Turn those main guns off again. Because they're in the smoke. And Rogers is going to go down to secondaries. Tulsa. 9-inch Mark II. 9-inch main belts. Minneapolis. Another Norfolk. Right then. We got plenty of AP for those main guns. So let's put them to use. Waddle is shadowing us. Actually, Devastation. Secondaries. Get rid of that guy. And then hit on Cleveland. Light cruiser is now invisible. You got those 3-kilometer torps. Guess maybe trying to break out this way? Could work. Might be my best bet. $18.99. Charlotte. Mark 1 8-inch guns. Okay, so you're basically not a threat. There's another smoke screen back there. They're kind of all over the place. I could have Devastation leave Chanzy behind. Devastation is unharmed. Could probably go her full 18 knots. There we go. Good pens on Charlotte. Let's have that thing hold the other ones back. And my secondaries are out of AP. So they're just peppering away with low penetration HE, which doesn't really do much. So then, Chanzy main guns on Detroit. Devastation main guns on Minneapolis. And 9 inches of armor though. But yeah, we can go through that. We got some pretty good guns. I go through that at 12 kilometers. Maybe, no, not really. Almost. We're also out of torpedoes. And I thought I was just going to be fighting one armored cruiser. This is a little bit more than these two were ready for. There's that huge swarm of DDs again. Gosh darn it. At least they're not aggressively pushing me. You have one torpedo left. And you're also very close to surrendering. Yes. End. Whew. That was a bit spooky. So I'm very glad those DDs had slightly outdated torpedoes. Because if more of them had 4-kilometer torpedoes, like 4.8, they would probably have been launching at me a lot. Yeah, there's like a huge group of cruisers there. Where did they come from? I thought it was just the one. Yeah, you're going home to Shanghai. Anyway, these 3 cruisers are, they're not in Le Havre yet. Let's see, battle. So we're just gonna have to wait until next month, then send these out and deal with that group, which I'm guessing are gonna try and launch a naval invasion or something. Cruiser on cruiser. Paixance. Been killing so many DDs now. Gonna get to fight a light cruiser, Cleveland. 6,000 tons. I got more of this. We've done that so many times already. So, let's see what kind of cruiser this is. It's gonna get to fire some of those AP rounds at last. Just been blasting away with HE at destroyers all this time. Not spotted yet. There we go. Spotted them. There they are. Let's slow down to cruising speed. What kind of armor do you have, Chattanooga? 3-inch main belt. Mark II 5-inch gun. Okay, so you're not like the most modern. You're not a Juno. You're difficult to hit, apparently. 1.5 fore and aft. That sounds like 5-inch HE, 5-inch AP, excuse me, territory. So we should be speeding up here. Let's save the cruising speed for when we've scored a couple flooding hits. There we go. No more running around for you. Have to flatten out even more, because that aft turret is still not... There we go. Joined in. 19.5 knots. Okay, so it's still faster than mine. See how long that lasts. Nine-inch guns is really not finding their mark. There we go. Now. You can just sit there. Yeah. Engines are going out. Almost in torpedo range, but we have the same torpedo range. So if they launch, I should be launching too. That's why I set mine to aggressive. To be sure that I get the first launch. And there we go. Chattanooga sinks. Now, this ambush mission, should I do that? I mean, clearly I need to reduce the number of American destroyers somewhat, because they have so many of them. So I probably just should do it just to sink those 5. But that's a bit tedious. We've been doing that already. I was really hoping these would be back in port so I could send this force out. Again. We're not over shipbuilding capacity. As we have a lot of the stuff we're building is now finished and in commissioning. So even if a lot of ships are repairing currently, that's not a big deal. Research, we've gotten what we wanted here. Gonna put that back on very large guns to get those Mark III 13s. What else are we getting? Oh, smoke stuff. Longer range torpedoes. Yeah, there we go. 6,700 meter torpedo range. And 64 months. Which, with the extra stuff you get from the torpedo size, we're looking at closer to 10,000. And this should probably be 7,000. Let's do a quick refit design of those battle cruisers before sending them out. Because this is ideally the kind of ship I'd like to have fight those big American task forces, because they're fast enough to not get surrounded by their billion destroyers. Still no Krupp, but we got the semi-oil, and that shaves off quite a bit of weight. We also have Citadel 3. And propeller shafts. So now we have some more range. We can up the bulkheads a little bit. We can mark up those 6-inch guns and hope they still work. Oh, it'd have to be moved. Darn it. They don't work there. How about you? Do you work? No. It's a border issue. Let's just put you back there for now. And we're gonna see if this little guy can fix some of that. Almost. Almost, but you know what? That is, I can replace these barbettes with something else. That's too close to the superstructure. Can I not mount you there? Gosh darn it. Misclicking. Ah. No, that still doesn't work. The same 3-inch guns there. Let's replace those barbettes with the tiny ones. This tinier. Or is this tinier? It's got like bits sticking out of it. It makes it not fit where I want it. That's too big. It's got to be this one then. There. That's not ideal. Do you now traverse? You work. There. Good. Put those two back up there. And you now work there. Good. That was a bit annoying to deal with, but we pulled it off. This stuff now works. And now suddenly we have some decent belt armor here. With that second inner belt, that is almost 20 inches effective. Well, it's like 19, but that's close enough. Can we up the bulkheads even more? Nope. We're gonna have to just go with many. Many is good enough. That is also good enough. Anti-flood 2, yes. That works. Cordite 1 or Cordite 2? That's the question. What's my flash fire chance? 29%. You got reduced ammo as well. We're just gonna have to go with Cordite 1 then. Just to make those guns a little bit better. But we're now overweight by a tad. We're now at the 3-month refit time. Let's actually go with reduced ammo. Just slightly reduce that. No, I don't want reduced ammo. Actually, changed my mind again. Weight difference, anti-flood 1 and 2, not that great. We can stick with standard bulkheads for now. It's a 3-month refit time, but that's... that's good enough. The amount of survivability we get just with this inner belt here is kind of worth it. And also, so these secondary guns now, a little bit more potent. Even if I had to put them on those tiny barbettes to make them fit. In fact, could I just not have these on barbettes? Probably nice to have. The barbettes do actually offer just a little bit of flash fire reduction, so not a bad idea. Let's just save it like that. And we're also 5 months away from getting crop 1, which means, well, it's going to be available when we do give the refit to the new Valorous class battleships, which is fine. I think we can refit the 2 we have finished right now. Like quick math. No, it's gonna be too much. Yes, but just barely. There. With some of these being repaired, that should clear up. But that is it for today. Next time, hopefully, we're gonna have a task force ready to go down there and deal with this. That's gonna be a clash. Goodbye, and take care.